Welcome to another Dragonheir Silent Gods video. The Dance of Misfortune Guaranteed Legendary event is almost here, guys. In a few days, it will be live in-game. Now, I'm here to help you prepare ahead of time. So in today's video, we're going to do our very first guide on the very first Chief Challenge boss. This video is brought to you by Dragonheir Silent Gods, so I just want to say a big thank you to them for sponsoring today's video. And if you guys want to get involved, you can download the game by using the link in the description down below or in the pinned comment, or by scanning the QR code you see on the screen. So I'm gonna start with Rook, guys, the most terrifying of them all. I feel like Quesiti Ash is definitely much harder. So this one will take 100% more radiant damage. Basically, he doesn't really have anything very different from his own kit, except this passive, which will inflict corrosion on all enemies every 0.5 seconds, guys. So the main thing that you want to have versus this boss is decrease attack. If you don't have all of the crazy legendaries that will keep your team alive, you're gonna be just fine like that. But if you want to do it with different sort of teams, decrease attack is gonna be very important. Recharge speed penalty, if you can bring your in a way or another, will be very nice. Now I'm gonna show you guys two different teams. One, probably one of the best free-to-play budget teams that you can create for this boss. And then another team that's kind of like a whale team, where we're using a lot of legendaries and we're getting all the good stuff on. So I want to start with the free-to-play friendly team right here. So we're going to use Caitlyn, we're going to use Hegio, we're going to use Walby, we're going to use Garius, and we're going to use Irina for decreased attack. Now, very important on Irina to have, of course, Spiritual Incense Burner. The reason for it, you're basically going to ensure that your character will be able to keep up the step with the boss's cycle of 18 seconds, okay? In terms of artifacts, guys, yes, I have the Gatekeeper Staff, I have the Witch's Remains, and I have the Rivatrix Roots. If you are in Season 4 and you don't have these two main legendary mythical artifacts that you purchase with dupes, you must be doing something wrong, so I would revisit the way you are playing the game if you really care about your performance in general. If you're casual, that's absolutely fine. Nothing wrong with that either if you just like to log in every now and then. But let's be honest, everybody should have at least 2, 3, 4 legendary artifacts, mythical artifacts by the time you reach Season 4. Then this one comes from the Feymender. Now, one thing that I do want to mention with this team, guys, Hegio will jump at the boss. Having the Rivatrix Roots on him will actually be very beneficial. In terms of sets, guys, I have some shade of that. We have some Emissary's Whisper, and we have, of course, on Irina, a serial set to basically boost our attack. Now, I'm not using any mythical pieces on my damage dealers. If I would use mythical pieces on my damage dealers, my damage would go up quite a bit. I do have one piece on Irina, but honestly, she's not really going to do a lot of damage, so this will not really help her too much. I just got the right substats on it, so I decided to use it on her. What really matters is to have it on Hegio, to have it on Walby. That's who brings you most of the damage. Now, in terms of skill timing, again, is going to be very important. You want to time Irina to cover one of the battle skills and the ultimate with decrease attack. So you want her to go at 11 seconds, basically to keep the decrease attack on 4 2 skills on the boss. And the way you do that, you basically push her all the way to 29 seconds, then you put her on an 18 seconds cooldown, and just because she will boost your increased attack for your team when she applies a debuff, you want to ensure that the rest of them are in sync with her. So they will take a turn after Irina lands the debuff. The very first round, that's gonna be a miss, basically. This is the positioning right here. Now, the reason why it's important to kind of like put them in these spots is to ensure that Rook won't get to damage them. Now, of course, Garius and Hegio will both run at the boss, but let me just quickly show you how it works. I've tried putting Hegio behind the boss. What happens is that the rats will actually attack your back line. So they're not as tanky. They're actually very squishy. They're purely built for damage. So that can actually cause you more issues, you know. So in a way, if you would be able to basically keep up the HP on the back line, it would be okay. The main thing that I'm trying to understand right here is the issue that I have with the shield generated by Garius. Now, I'm not sure why, but it's instantly just not being placed. It might be a visual bug. You see that? We got no shield whatsoever. And we have the Gatekeeper staff on Garius, which is very, very weird. You know, like, I would assume Corrosion is the shield, but it's just crazy that the Corrosion has the ability with the little damage that it deals to us to completely eat our shield. Like, look at that. Where is the shield? You know, like, we're not getting that shield from Garius. We are getting the shield from Irina, because the shield is so freaking small, you know? Which is a bit strange. It's very, very strange, to be honest with you guys. So that's basically how this run will work. We're going to have Hedgio at the front. Both of them, they're going to take damage. Now, as I mentioned, you can always have Hedgio jump behind the boss. Let me just quickly show you what happens in that case once we have the defense down. There we go. So we can place Hedgio right here behind. He's still going to deal damage on auto. We don't have to worry about it. But right now, the rats are attacking our backline. So the rats, they come right here and hit both of our characters. You see? Bang, bang. So it's very hard to find a way to dodge this as well while you keep Hedgio on the backline. That will help Hedgio to survive longer. But then look at your backline allies. They're just getting super hammered by the rats, you know, especially by the second wave of rats incoming your way. And I'm really not sure what's happening with the shield, though. I'm so curious. I actually need to look into it if other people reported this as an issue, or just Corrosion somehow has a massive way of completely eating your shield. But there we go. We actually had shield on Caitlyn right there, and that was a big shield too. So I feel like it might be a visual bug or something. So what happened with this formation, guys, is that once we lose Walby or a different damage dealer that's at the back end, the rats again will only attack Garius. So because they will only attack Garius, we're going to be able to keep Hedgio alive for longer, sitting at the back right there. And the rest of them will take no more damage anymore. Of course, Hedgio will only take damage from the boss's ultimate skill, which is pretty nasty. But if you are paying attention, we are reaching the 22 million damage. We are keeping the rest of them alive till the end, more or less, except the fact that we lost Walby, which honestly is a fair price to pay once you build up some damage. You can always look to put the weakest link in a position where he's going to die first and keep this formation like this. It will actually work better than having Hedgio at the front next to Garius, because I've done a couple of different runs right now to kind of like check it out to see the difference, and it does work better with this positioning. Put Hedgio to jump behind. The rats will hit the back line. One of the backline damage dealer is gonna die. Pray to be Walby rather than somebody else, and then bang, 26 million damage. Now the Psychic Core is almost max on this elemental affinity. I am on the test server, guys, and I have pretty much all of the Psychic Core max because I had to do that judging for the Dungeons tournament. So I had to actually level up my Psychic Core. But either way, you will squeeze probably an easy 11 million damage with this, and get very close to 22 if you're not gonna be able to hit 22. If you use a couple of mythical pieces, gauntlets, because you want to farm the Grave of Venom in the very first week when the event opens. So you're going to get mythical gear. We're all going to get mythical gear. Mythical gear makes no difference in between free-to-play or pay-to-win players. Absolutely no difference. But there we go. Pretty good damage. Hedgio, of course, is the GOAT in here. Having scrolls on them is going to be pretty important if you want to maximize your damage. But hey, Season 4, you shouldn't have an issue with epic or rare scrolls, to be honest. Then, moving over to the other team, guys. We're not going to save the damage. And I want to show you a different team. And this time around, we're going to use 2 different tanks. We're going to use 3 different damage dealers. And these are the following artifacts that we have on. Now, I could always bring in even a better artifact on Huberg right here, increase the damage furthermore. I am using mythical gear just to show you kind of like the potential of a team like this versus this boss. Garius, and of course we have Fathom down for decreased attack, and mainly to land defense down and manipulate the ultimate energy on the boss a bit to be annoying. But this team is going to survive without an issue. Positioning wise is going to be the exact same cup of tea. Garius is going to go here. He's going to go here. The boss will hit only them two with all of his skills. Let me just quickly show you the skill timing. That's what I have on them. I have no skill timing on him. I just want to let him go crazy. He will have 18.5 seconds. The main reason, these characters right here, the rally ones, will go on a 15-second cycle because of low rank deals. So we're going to gain 25% ultimate energy all the time. We want to ensure we use the ultimates as often as possible. So that's why I'm going to let him just go crazy to apply that defense down as often as possible. But let me just quickly show you how this team works, and then we're going to see what sort of damage we're going to get from here. And let's actually see if we're getting the shield on this one. Okay, no shield again. It's definitely a visual bug. Like, there's no way in hell a little bit of corrosion eats your entire shield instantly. It must be just a visual bug. Very, very positive that that's what's happening in here. So it does take a couple of cycles before we're going to get in full tune to have the defense down, sorry. There we go, we got the defense down on. And from here on, we're basically going to be able to smack that boss pretty hard, you know. We're definitely going to ramp up a lot of damage with a team like this. Using Ice Blast versus the right boss, again, is going to be massive. Corrosion, Ice Blast, Rally, Wild will probably be the best in terms of damage. I'm pretty sure that Burn will not out damage Wild on any of these bosses, just because there's nothing to do with AoEs and stuff like that. They will still perform good, but they won't be outperforming the main schools of DPS. Dauntless is going to be absolutely massive, of course. Thunderbolt with the new addition is going to be nice too. But I'm gonna test Thunderbolt. I'm gonna test Ice Blast and all of the rest in the following days for the other bosses, of course. So stay tuned. An Aura team right here, it will hit 22 million damage, but not just by using only Epic's characters. Once you are in the Otherworld event and you have all of the Psychic Core max, then you have all of the Alliance bonuses up and running, you have much better gear, you're going to be able to easily hit 22 million damage on this boss with the Epic Aura team, if you have the right support to keep them alive. It's going to get much easier in there, you know. The Chief challenges are always harder than the Chaos Shadow bosses because we don't have all of the stats from the Otherworld event. Plus, of course, the gear and the rest. Our progression is not as advanced. So here we are, guys, 72 million damage. Quite a bit of a difference from the previous team, right? If you have the legendaries, Lorentil is an amazing activator for rally characters. Filto, Hubert, they deal crazy damage. Let's actually see who dealt more damage. So we have Filto with 46.3%. Then we have Hubert with 38.6%. So yeah, Filto definitely smacks pretty damn hard. Having all of these artifacts as well makes a massive difference. Like having the downpipe organ on Lorentil, that will actually boost the attack quite a bit. He has like a disgusting amount of attack. Like, look at that. We have 7k attack on him, so we're gonna get 700 more attack on all of my other damage dealers. The rest, they have pretty good stats, full crit rate more or less, you know. So this is kind of like what you can achieve with most of the things, kind of like get the ceiling. Okay, this is kind of like the ceiling. Maybe you can add a few millions to it, depending on what other artifacts you're using or how good is your gear and stuff. But that was all for the very first guide on the very first Chief challenge for the Dance of Misfortune guaranteed legendary event, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What teams are you planning to use versus Rook? And appreciate all of you guys watching as usual. Thanks to Dragonheir for sponsoring today's video. And if you want to download the game, you can do so by getting to the links in the description down below or by scanning the QR code you see on the screen. Much love. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.